Hey everyone, Rich from Rich TCG Bets here. Hopefully you're all having a great day. Just wanted to shout out, we're doing the Christmas giveaway week number 3. It's going to be a couple packs of sleeves of Destined Rivals, sealed obviously. And so if you want to enter in that, make sure to check out that video, leave a comment, be a subscriber. But back to this video. Whispers in the Well is shockingly a good set. And I've got some data and numbers to provide it, but coming off of Fabled is amazing. It's got the iconic Mickeys and Minnie. It's got amazing Enchanteds. And personally, I thought Whispers in the Well was quite a bit of a fall off from that. I had some notes already to make a video of how Whispers in the Wells hasn't lived up to expectations, but hadn't really sat down until last night to really look at the numbers. And I was absolutely shocked to see that Whispers in the Well, in fact, has been performing really well. And I wanted to showcase the numbers to back that. But before we do that, if you aren't already subscribed and you want to help out the channel, make sure to subscribe. But let's dive into it. All right, so first off, if you're not already subscribed to Cardboard Kingdom, he is someone who puts out a lot of content around Lorcana, way more knowledgeable at me, way more consistent at uploading than I am. But he does an amazing job talking about both like how it's performing, market price, investability, as well as playability because he plays the game a lot. And he has a lot more of perspective around like the player base and just the cards that you can get from players. So like the promos. And so he is an amazing follow. If you're not already, follow him. I'm sure none of you guys are sub to me and not to him. But if so, here's my shout out. But he has a Discord, Cardboard Kingdom. And in his Discord, he has something that's called Booster Box EV. EV is estimated value. You see this legend right here. It talks a little bit about expected value and what it is, but every day, I don't know where he gets the data, but he posts what the expected value is from each set. So expected value is if you were to open a box of this set, money-wise, based on the market price, like how much will you get back? So like oftentimes you see like you open like an ETB Pokemon, if you get an MSRP, it's $50. You usually get like $20 back. And so you're only getting about 40% of what you paid. But with Whispers in the Well, it's over $100. This is $110.78 as of today, December 16th, which is crazy. And if you take a look at every set, in comparison, first chapter is 84. That's just because it's Enchanted is robust with that, because all the sets or all the cards are available in Fabled really that are any good or out of rotation. Rise of the Floodborn is low. Into the Inklands is absolutely terrible at $21. But you can see even Fabled's like arguably the best set right now, $98. Whispers in the Well has it beat by $12. And so if you go and open one of these boxes right now, you're basically playing with house money. Booster boxes, especially if you got one like around $100 or so, like you're doing great, especially if you pull an Enchanted or an Iconic. So yeah, I just wanted to call out that the expected value for this set is above 100, and it's been out for a month and it's still consistently above 100 with minimal changes here or there. You can see that the biggest change was $2 actually just from day over day. So that actually was quite a big drop, but mainly just from one card, primarily the Demono Scourge, the legendary card. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, it's performing really, really well. If we take a look at the Enchanted, so this is sorted by top Enchanteds from Disney Lorcana. If we take a look at the top 10, so rows 1, 2, and half of row 3, 2 of the top 10 cards are from Whispers in the Well. So this Cinderella Dream Come True actually is one of the most expensive Enchanteds in all of Lorcana. You can see that it's going down, but like in the 3-month average, you're down 8%. 1 month, you're down like 3%. Nothing crazy. People just valued it closer to 330. It's more closer to 306. And this is an amazing card. I was saying it from the beginning in one of my earlier videos. I think this Enchanted is a lot better than the Cinderella from Rise of the Floodborn, mainly because I have a bias towards anything blue. And this card's very blue. But it's an incredible looking card, and it is not selling in high volumes just because Enchanteds are hard to pull, but it's still selling at a high market price, lowest listed for a near mint. is like 300 plus shipping. If you want a verified store, $308. So basically right around that market price. Taking a look at the other enchanted, we have Goliath Clan Leader. I believe this is a playable card, and that's why it's doing well, because, I mean, there's not too many Gargoyle stands out there, I would imagine. But similar story, where it started off high, dropped, and then kind of bounced back a little bit. But overall, just 4.5% change. You can see it's actually up over the last 3 months, which is great. Lowest listing here, though, is 160, and so you can buy for a lot lower than market price. But either way, still an expensive card. If we take a look at just the legendaries alone, and so enchanteds, we know enchanteds are hard to pull from a booster box. It's typically 1 in 4, and it's kind of expensive to spend to buy 4 booster boxes and just pull an enchanted. You usually don't get your money back with that, unless you pull the Cinderella, I guess. But legendaries, you pull anywhere between like 3 to 5. I would say like on average 4 legendaries anytime you open up a booster box. And if we take a look at right here, we've got for a 12 legendaries. Of these 12 legendaries, we've got Cinderella, we've got Demona, we've got, where is it? Goliath, Webby, and the Headless Horseman. Am I missing one more? Oh, and Hades, duh. Number 2, Hades. So we've got 6 of the top 12 legendaries, and all of Disney Lorcana, as far as market price goes, are from Whispers in the Well. And usually, yeah, it's a newer set, prices are high, but like I said, it's been out globally for a month, and with pre-release, a month and a half, and these prices are still just very high for legendaries. And that's because something like Cinderella or Hades, Demona, maybe Cinderella, I don't know, again, the game too much, but I know Hades and Demona are incredibly playable cards that are going to demand higher values, because you don't pull legendaries, like I said, you pull 3 to 5. But when opening a booster box, that's why the EV is so high, because there are 12 legendaries in Whispers in the Well, and there's 6 that are in the top 12, 6 that are $10 or above. Chances are you're going to pull at least one of them and get some good value back in your booster box. So let's take a look at the booster box price in general. This is going for $110. Funny enough, that basically matches what the EV is at $110.78. You can buy for $111 with shipping. And you can see in the last month, this has gone up about 3%. For a booster box in Lorcana to be above $100 is a huge milestone. We saw obviously with the first chapter, and then we saw a set like Reign of Jafar stay above 100 for like a good, I think, a month before it dropped down to the low to mid 90s. But like I said, it's been a month and a half, depending on which start date you look at, for Whispers in the Well, and prices are actually going up. The all-time low is $100.74. So even looking at its historical lifetime, it has always been above $100. So the 3 months, like, it was pre-selling for ridiculous. That's why we're just looking at the 1 month. But yeah, and you're always going to get, I feel like moving forward in Lorcana, you're always going to get these booster boxes never dip below 100, because there is the opportunity to pull an iconic. And in this set, you have the iconic Hades, and you have the iconic Ariel, which we could take a look at right now really quick. Let's just see how they're doing. I should have pulled these up before. My bad for not doing that. The Hades, we're still gathering. Okay. Oh, it's because I'm in lightly played. But you can see all these prices are going to drop just because they're going to be a lot higher than before. But I saw people saying that this would be a $500 card, maybe dip below to the 400s. And it's pretty good at that 579 mark. We do see listings getting closer to that $500, and so the market price is going to go down. Demand isn't super high for an iconic like Hades or Ariel, which is why I thought this set wouldn't perform well, because there was a lot of confusion on why those were the 2 iconics selected when you had something like Mickey and Minnie that went together, not just in art, but also just they're from like the same IP, Mickey and Friends. Hades and Ariel, have they ever met before? I don't think so. But that's going to be the most expensive. iconic, and if you take a look at the Ariel one, it's not going to be too far behind. So if we go to near mints, market price is 533, but listings are around 440, 445 ish for that. And so we will again see this go down. I think a lot of the attention is on the iconics of Fabled, which is why there's not a lot of buying power in these two cards in particular. But we're running out of iconics in Fable. Mickey has like had no listings for a while. Now that has listings at like $2,200, which is kind of ridiculous. But I think people are going to start moving towards the Ariel and Hades, and we're going to see prices kind of have a happy median in between like the 440 and 530 mark, maybe closer to like 460, 475. But anyways, Whispers in the Well is doing really well, and I again am shocked that it's performing so well. But there's a lot of playability, and if there's a lot of playability in a set, even if the artwork or IPs aren't the most popular, it's very focused on player base right now, Lorcana. And so if there's a lot of playability, those sets are going to do really well. And this set is going to be in rotation for another like year and a half. So we're going to see these cards be very playable for the foreseeable future, making EV high for the set. But yeah, let me know. What are your thoughts on Whispers in the Wells? Have you opened it? Do you like it? I was able to open a few packs. I think only 3, and I pulled 2 epics, funny enough. But that's all I've been able to really get my hands on outside of the booster box case that I have sealed in my basement. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Whispers in the Well. Until then, I'll see you all in the next video.